In today's lesson, I'm going to give you 3 key fundamentals for breaking serve more often in doubles. And at the end of this lesson, we're going to watch video from this year's D1 tennis championships, where you can see the best college players in the country using all 3 of these. So let's get started. All right, so rule number 1, if we want to break serve more often, and this is going to sound common sense, but just a reminder that tennis is difficult, but it's not complicated, is we've got to make returns. And in fact, if you miss 1 return or less in a game, my feeling is you're probably going to break serve about half the time. Now, once you've missed 2 returns or more in that game, it's still possible you could break serve, but we're going to be relying on the serving team to give us points back to make that happen, whether that's with a double fault, an easy +1, or a missed volley. So the simple goal is to miss 1 return or less, and then we're in the game. So how do we miss less returns? Number 1, stop paying so much attention to the opponent who's at the net. They're going to dance around, they're going to poach, they're going to try to pinch off angles. Yes, before the point starts, you can decide if you want to return cross court or down the line. Try to think about the patterns they've been using. But once you step up to the line to return, ignore them. See your target, commit to it with confidence, and do not worry about that opposing net player. I make a living, I run doubles camps, I coach people remotely all the time, teaching them how to poach, how to have confidence at the net, and how to hit more volley winners. And I can guarantee your opponent is exactly the same. It is not that easy for them. So don't worry about them. Worry more about making a return. The second thing when we talk about targets is if I'm coaching a D1 college player, I might allow them to aim 6 or 7 feet from the sideline. If it's a 4 or 5, maybe 8 to 10 feet. And if it's a 3-0, I might be having them return exactly down the middle of the court. Now, we want to give ourselves a target that gives us enough margin for error. So if we catch it early or we catch it late, we're still going to be making those returns. And that is objective number 1. The second thing we got to do if we're going to break serve is we've got to apply pressure. It would be great if we could apply that pressure with our serve or our return or just the quality of our shots in general. But the reality is, if you could do that with consistency, you would be at a very, very high level. It is tough to repeat over and over an amazing return down the line in the alley or something that dips low or something with pace. So we're not going to be able to apply pressure with our shots on a consistent basis. The way we apply pressure is with our positioning. So if we're in a 1-up, 1-back situation, that means we're poaching on the first ball often, definitely more than we're staying. The default option is going to be poaching, and then we're going to sprinkle in some fakes later in the match. But we want the servers to always think they're going to have to change directions and go down the line against us every single time. The other option is to try to get to 2-up as quickly as possible. So that could be a return and come to the net, or that could be a +1 ground stroke and come into the net. But if we're 2-up against a team that's 1-up, 1-back, we have a tactical advantage. We are putting pressure on that serving team to keep the ball low or to lob us or to go around us. And look, we want the servers to feel pressure. We just don't want to take the risk with our own shots. So 1-up, 1-back, we're poaching, or we're trying to get into that 2-up position. And job number 3, and I know this sounds common sense, but you better have a ton of positive, confident energy going into that return game. I can't tell you how many times as the favorite or the higher ranked player, I went against people and I could tell by the way they walked around and by the shots that they chose that they did not think they could beat me. And guess what? That's very relaxing for me. That allows me to play disciplined and simple and not stress out about them. I want you bouncing around. I want some come-ons. Not only will this help you play better because you have more energy, you're going to be building your partner up. And in the process, that opponent is going to feel emotional pressure from you. They're going to know that you believe that you can break serve and that you're not going to give up and that they have to earn it. And that has lingering benefits as well. So I watched a bunch of matches from the D1 tennis championships this past May, and I want you to watch the men and the women, how they use all 3 of these. They make a ton of returns, they put pressure with their positioning, and their energy is tremendous. All right, let's check out this return game. We got Texas on the far side facing Michigan. They're up 5-4, so they're trying to break to win this match. And let's just see what we get here. We're trying to make returns. We're trying to be aggressive. That's job 1. And we got a poach on the first ball. 2 for 2 on that point. Got to make the return. Good. Let's watch the girl at the net being very aggressive, pinching hard, forces an error. Good. So we've made 2 returns. We've been very aggressive. Ball in play. That's a tough one to move on, but right here, Texas girl takes the initiative again and moves. So 3 returns made, 3 aggressive poaches, and now we got 40 love quadruple match point. Hang on for dear life, make that return. Hang on for dear life, and you get an unforced error. All right, we got Texas and Tennessee here. Got a second serve coming up. Decided to let you see when they'd be first and second serves. Return and play, they get to 2 up, apply a little pressure, force a +1 mistake. So return and play, tactical pressure. Again, it is a lot easier to make returns when you get second serves. Return and play, watch our net guy in white, pinching a little bit, putting just a little bit of pressure. And again, the servers of the team that feels pressure, they're the ones that are technically supposed to win the game. Return and play, we get 2 up here. And we're able to hit an average volley winner just because we get both guys to the net. And then that ends up being a great return. So again, you can see the positive energy in between the points, 4 for 4 returns, and they're the aggressors, not the servers. All right, so now let's watch it in action almost in real time here. We got Duke and Tennessee the round before. We got a slice lob, and that's an overhead that leads to basically an overhead winner. So did we make the return? Yes. Could we apply tactical pressure? No, not necessarily our fault, but the energy is still good. So let's zoom ahead. The other team's up 15 love, but good. We made a first serve return. All good. Same goal applies. That ends up being an amazing return. Now, was the goal to hit a return winner before that point started? I cannot believe that was the case. Sometimes your returns end up being a little better. Look at the positive energy right here in between. We have belief, 15 all. Goal is to make returns. We got a first serve mistake. And right here, we go double fault. And this is going to be key later. I mentioned sometimes the servers give you a little something. So now we got 15-30. We're cooking here with a chance to break, my Blue Devils. That's our first return error, right? So I said 1 or less and you're going to be good unless the other team gives you a free point. So we've given them 1 free point. They've given us 1 free point. Now it's 30 all. And you're going to see that's our second return miss. So normally that would be a death sentence. Right now it's going to be 40-30 for the Tennessee team. Without that double fault, the game could already be over. But we're still hanging around, so our principles still apply. We got to get this next return in. We got to apply some pressure on this team, and we got to keep that belief and positive energy up. All right, so 40-30. We got a great return down the line. Let's watch our net player from Duke. He throws a fake, doesn't get it. This time he's just going to make the move. So tactical pressure. Now let's watch him in between. Fist pump. Let's go. Come on. Deuce. We got a chance here. Same thing applies. Obviously, we've got to get this return play, and we want to apply pressure with our positioning. Now, because we just poached on this second serve, maybe he's going to go at us. All we need to throw is a little fake. We get the return in play, a little fake right at us, and we are the aggressors. And look at that positive energy in between. So all 3 of those things, we got to make returns on a consistent basis, apply that tactical pressure, and stay emotionally up and confident. So knock out these 3 fundamentals. You're going to be in almost every return game you play. Just a reminder, if you ever want to work with me in person in my doubles camps or remotely, www.stokeytenniscoaching.com. And I'd also like you to check out this video that I have on poaching.